Hello everyone, this is Ricky Marvel 69 Comics again, and today I decided to get my own thoughts on the Avengers 2, which is going to be the sequel to the Avengers, which would probably be coming out like in 2015. I decided to make a video of this because, as you know, in my last video I gave my review of the Avengers, and I didn't point out that there was, a scene during the end credits showing Thanos, like, the main villain, who was the one that gave Loki the power to get a Chitauri army to attack Earth. So I'm just gonna give my own thoughts on what I think about the Avengers sequel and what story they're gonna do. I personally think the sequel of the Avengers sounds pretty cool because Thanos is by far one of the best villains and an awesome villain for the Avengers to attack. As you may have known, back in the 90s, the Avengers they had a big storyline called the Infinity Gauntlet. Marvel did this big story called the Infinity Gauntlet where all the Marvel superheroes had to go up against Thanos. So I think it would be pretty cool to see the Avengers go up there, see Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Nick Fury, Maria Hill, and then have other characters in the Avengers such as um, the 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 Vision, Wonder Man, the Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange. I would like to see other characters, Black Panther, Miss Marvel. So I would love to see characters like that in the Avengers sequel, just to have more characters. And having Thanos as a main villain is pretty cool, and it's pretty interesting to see that. And it's you know, the Infinity Gauntlet had one of the biggest storylines in the '90s, so it was pretty interesting. And I just can't wait to see the sequel. And Josh Whedon said there will be a sequel, probably by 2015. Now, as you may have known, there's going to be Marvel movies that are sequels such as Iron Man 3, Thor 2, and Captain America 2 that would be leading into the Avengers 2, which would be Thanos would be the main villain. So it would be pretty interesting to see that continue on into the other movies, and it'd be really cool to see, Captain America 2, and, I'm very excited to see all these movies, and, you know, Iron Man 3 will be having the Mandarin, Thor 2 will be probably having Loki or maybe somebody else like you know, some other villain like the Enchantress, and then Captain America 2 is going to take place in the modern day, and they could bring back like the Red Skull, but it'd be pretty interesting to actually see the Avengers going up against Thanos because it's a pretty interesting storyline to see, and it's pretty much hinted in the Avengers that you do see Thanos in the Avengers, so it'd be pretty interesting in my opinion. I'm very excited to see this movie, to see the Avengers 2, and I think it'd be really cool to actually see it. Um, you know, there will be a couple other Marvel movies coming out. You know, Iron Man 3, Thor 2, Captain America 2, possibly Doctor Strange and Ant-Man movie. So it'll be, and I would love to see Ant-Man and Wasp in the Avengers. So yeah, they will be going up against Famous. And I also heard in the Avengers 3 it will be about the Civil War, which will be, as you may have known, Captain America versus Iron Man, a couple superheroes, which is the Registration Act, which the Marvel Civil War is by far one of the best storylines in the Marvel Universe, which will be in the Avengers 3. They hinted that in the Captain America movie, where Steve Rogers knew who Iron Man's father was, Howard Stark, in the Captain America movie. So it'd be really interesting to see the Avengers 3 and the Avengers 2, see the Civil War and the Infinity Gauntlet, and it would be a pretty interesting trilogy. So I can't wait for the Avengers 2 and the Avengers 3 with the Civil War.